From the WEAC studio in Oxford, you're watching the award-winning Pigskin Roundup on TV 24.
Good Friday evening. Welcome to Pigskin Roundup here on TV 24 and WOTM. I am Gerhard Mathangani, joined by Anna Catherine Alderman. Anna Catherine, Pigskin Roundup brought to you by Team One Automotive. Always gets fun after, in my opinion, the non-region week in Week 5. We now go back into region play in Week 6. This is obviously a really fun time of year.
Absolutely. We've got a lot of great region games tonight, a lot of big wins by some teams. So
should be fun.
Good.
And we'll document it all. Scores, highlights, and everything right here. We're with you for the next 1 hour, and we'll let you know how teams in and around the East Alabama community have done, as well as other scores and highlights from around the state of Alabama. We will jump into the scores right now, brought to you by ERA King. We will start in Class 7A, where the Gadsden City Titans picked up a much-needed victory today. Now 2-2 in region play and 5-2 overall. Final score over Tuscaloosa County was 21-16. That also now marks the 100th win in the Titan program history. Of course, they started that school about 16 years ago. The Titans now win 100 overall. However, an important one tonight over the Wildcats.
a pretty low-scoring game tonight in 6A Region 7 as Southside went to Springville and the Panthers got the win 13-6.
Let's stay in that region. Head coach Lee Osmond has done a fantastic job with ARAD. They now sit still atop of the region rankings there after a hard-fought defensive battle against Pell City. Final score in that one, 17-6. ARAB continues to march on atop the region standings.
Number 4, Alexandria stays undefeated tonight with a road shutout. They beat the Hayden Wildcats 35-0.
That's an impressive win. How about this? The Lincoln Golden Bears, they started the year 1-3. They've had all kinds of issues. They had some COVID issues. They had, obviously, a tragedy within the program this past week, but they keep fighting and keep fighting. They've now won 3 in a row after a 27-26 victory last night over Corner. Great win for Coach Matt Zedeker and the Golden Bears, obviously playing with heavy hearts this week. Their third straight win overall in 5A Region 6.
Last week, Central Clay County suffered their first loss of the season against Pleasant Grove, but tonight they came out ready to go against Talladega, and that final score was 62 Volunteers, 7 Tigers.
You'll see highlights of that game coming up on our show. Meanwhile, Sylacauga and Elmore County. Sylacauga, another nice win, 42-24 over Elmore County. They now have another big region victory in Class 5A Region 4.
Now, these two teams did not play last year due to COVID, so tonight was their first meeting since 1954. And tonight, Jacksonville was keeping it close, keeping it kind of interesting, but in the end, it was the number 1 Handley Tigers on top, 35-20.
That should be an interesting game. You'll see highlights of that one coming up a little bit later, and the highlights won't necessarily document what happened because Jacksonville led this game, and the defending state champions came back. You'll see it a little bit later on our program. Meanwhile, Cherokee County and Munford playing. Cherokee County entering this one, winners of 4 in a row. You might remember they lost to Piedmont in the opener, but that's their only loss of the season. They won last year's matchup 28-26. This time, a little bit more distance, 34-21 over the Munford Lions.
Great game tonight and for a Region 4 as the Anniston Bulldogs beat the White Plains Wildcats 55-12.
Meanwhile, the two teams that sit atop Class 4A Region 6 faced one another, and you could tell that they're really good teams in a defensive battle, a 1-point game. Good Hope goes to Atala and knocks off Etowah. Final score in that one, 20-19. So now the Blue Devils are now 3-3 overall.
Upset alert tonight. Ohatchee with the comeback to beat number 2 Piedmont in a close game, 28-24.
That is our game of the weekend. You'll have highlights of that one coming your way a little bit here on the Pigskin Roundup. Meanwhile, Sacs and Pleasant Valley. This is the game that I was at a little bit earlier today, meeting for the 4th time ever, and this was all Sacs. They have been on a run ever since losing to Piedmont a couple of weeks ago and maintained that possession. Sacs all over the Raiders, 61-0 the final.
And another shutout. Hoax Bluff improving to 3-3 on the season and picking up a region win tonight in a 35-0 win over the Weaver Bearcats.
One thing you know about Coach Jeff Smith's team over at Walter Welborn is that they will continue to fight. They started off the season on a rough note. However, they've now strung together a few nice wins. The latest one tonight in Glencoe, 51-10 the final score. So the Panthers continue to march on in Class 3A Region 5.
Final from tonight in Beulah. Childersburg with the win, 41-21.
Big game there for Childersburg and getting the nice win there. Good job by our crew getting that one in the opening moments of our show here. Meanwhile, Spring Garden and Gaston facing off against one another. We will have Spring Garden head coach, I should say, Jason Howard on our program in just a little bit. 2A Region 6 kind of seems to be a really tight battle up top between Cleveland and Spring Garden. Of course, Cleveland won the game head-to-head, but Spring Garden still looking the part. Meanwhile, Gaston still hunting that first victory of the season.
Another pair of teams that didn't play last year, but they are playing tonight, and Sandrock on top, improving to 5-1 this season, 56-14.
A really, really tough battle at a Class 2A Region 6. We're seeing a lot of these low-scoring defensive games, and you're seeing it from the top of the region and the bottom of the region. The Weston Patriots from Walnut Grove knocked off the Westbrook Christian Warriors. Started off the season kind of rough, and it's been a struggle for Westbrook. However, under head coach Drew knows, this team will fight each and every week. They showed it tonight, but West End, the Patriots, got the best of the Warriors tonight, 17-13.
And another Thursday night game, BB Comer with a big win at home and a region game, 40-7 Tigers.
It seems like we're diametrically opposed here. You either get really close games or complete blowouts, and that's what we got last night. Fayetteville all over Randolph County. This is a really proud Randolph County football team. They lost a lot of players on this football team over the past couple of years, dropped down to Class 2A. They're in Region 4. Fayetteville, really nice win. Coach John Limbaugh and his crew going over to the Wedowee area and picking up that victory.
It was a battle between Bulldogs at Bulldog Stadium tonight as Ranburne traveled to Lafayette, and Lafayette getting the win at home, 33-14.
I keep telling everybody, respect Wadley, and quietly they've been moving up in the polls, and each and every week they continue to look better and better. Wadley, a 29-0 winner over Woodland. Woodland obviously struggling this year, but Wadley once again looking the part, 7-0 on the season after the victory tonight.
Donahoe kept this game close in the first quarter, but Raglan went up 25-0 before the half and never looked back. So that final score was Raglan 25, Donahoe 0.
With the races at the Talladega Superspeedway this weekend, a lot of the Talladega County schools play on Thursday. This was another Thursday night matchup. Winterboro all over TCC. Final score in this one, 58-0, and we will be pleased to be joined by the head coach of the Bulldogs, Skylar Mansfield, joining us a little bit later on the Pigskin Roundup.
Eider playing at Victory Christian tonight, and the Hornets with a good win, 36-7 over the Lions.
Meanwhile, Cedar Bluff, a team that we focused on last week as we spoke with head coach Alan Beckett, got a nice win today over Woodville, still hunting their first victory of the season. Cedar Bluff started the season off on a rough note, but they've rallied here recently. They now run their record to an even 500 at 3-3 with a 54-12 victory over the Panthers.
And last night in our WOTM and AHSAA game of the week, it was a region game between a number 10 Oak Mountain and Spain Park. And Oak Mountain was coming off of a bye week, and Spain Park only one win this season, but the Eagles get the win, 35-7 over the Jaguars.
And you'll see how they got it done a little bit later here on our program. We'll have highlights of that game and several others here on our program coming up over the next hour. We're with you until 11:30 tonight. Meanwhile, show you how to watch our program for those of you that might either be on cable or not on cable. Pigskin Roundup here to serve you on terrestrial television. You can find us on TV24 and WOTM. Meanwhile, if you can't, you stream us live. We are on YouTube Live, and our links will be also posted to our social media pages on Facebook as well as on Twitter. That's how you can catch up with our show. We'll also put a lot of content on our social media pages as well. And speaking of social media, Anna Catherine, it's on you.
Yes, check out all of our social media accounts. You can find us Pigskin_Roundup. You can see player of the week, some behind the scenes stuff at some of the football games, like cheerleaders, the band. So if any of that is of interest to you, check it out, and you can see that there.
Several ways to connect with the program here on the Pigskin Roundup. We will be back with more scores and highlights, and we'll hear from a couple of coaches in and around the area after week 6 of the high school football season. We'll see you in a bit.
Hi folks, Angie Stevens here. Did you know that Team One Automotive employs more families than any other dealership in Northeast Alabama? We're proud to be the leader in serving this area simply by the number of employees we have on board. And we're looking for career-minded people to join us. So if you're interested in a long-term employment opportunity, come in and see any of our Team One dealerships for more information. So check us out now and apply online at teamoneconnect.com.
We were looking to sell our starter home and move into our dream home. After looking at all the options, we chose to work with ERA King. ERA means easy, responsive, and attention to detail. ERA King made the entire process of buying and selling a house easy. From helping us decide on a listing price to navigating the final closing, our agent worked with us every step of the way. ERA King. To us, it means always doing the right thing for every client. What will ERA mean to you? Find out at eraking.com.
Hey folks, this is George Brunner with Superior Hyundai and Superior GMC Cadillac. Superior offers a full lineup of new GMCs, Cadillacs, and Hyundai. Between our 2 locations in Anniston and the one in Pell City, we have a great selection. Superior has the best selection of used trucks I've ever seen, and I've been doing this a long time. See all our vehicles at our new website, SuperiorAlabama.com. That's SuperiorAlabama.com. Superior Hyundai and Superior GMC Cadillac, where you're always more than just a number.
Since 1848, First Bank of Alabama has been dedicated to our customers and excellence in all areas. With constant improvements to our facilities, to adding new products and services to better serve you, our team is fully engaged in all the communities we serve. First Bank of Alabama knows that time is money, so we offer hometown services with advanced technology that allows you to bank on your own schedule. We want to be your community bank, so stop by. Come see us at First Bank of Alabama, where you're always first.
This is your invitation to shop Team One Nissan in Albertville. Everyone likes doing business with people you know and trust. Our entire staff at Team One Nissan is people that work and live right here in our community. People that are your neighbors. So when you're shopping for your next vehicle, shop where you get hometown service. And speaking of service, our staff is here to serve you. Check us out at teamonenissan.com.
Thank you for joining us here on Pigskin Roundup. Several great sponsors. One of them is Cutter's Pizzeria. 2 great locations to serve you. Alexandria on Highway 431, also in Oxford on Hamrick Drive East. Their full menu is online, cutterspizzeria.com. They also have DoorDash delivery to serve you. Also find their social media pages on both Facebook and Instagram. Just search Cutter's Pizza and Wings. Thank them so much for their fine sponsorship and for feeding us each and every Friday night here on the Pigskin Roundup. We thank them so much for Cutter's Pizza and Wings. We promised you highlights and scores. We got the scores out of the way. Get some highlights in your way as well. First, go off to Class 3A Region 5. It's a nice little battle between 2 teams out of Calhoun County, Sacs and Pleasant Valley. It's homecoming night out at Sacs High School. So before we get to any of the business of football, we got to crown some royalty. Congratulations to your queen, Quindata Carter, and your king, Jalen McCants. He's not pictured here because he was getting ready to play a little football, and he had himself a game. Raiders and Wildcats meeting for just the 4th time in school history, and Sacs got off to the nice hot start. Very first play of the game, Pleasant Valley on offense. Brandon May's pass picked off by Sean Elston. Keep that name in mind. He had a great game. Sacs takes over on offense. They go right to the homecoming king. Second play, Jalen McCants, great blocking down the field. In the near sideline, takes it in for the touchdown. 26-yard run, 2-point conversion is good. Sacs takes the early 8-0 lead. Next Sacs possession is quarterback Sean Parnell. Rolls out, shows off the cannon, a perfect strike to McCants. 60-yard pitch and catch for the score. It's a 2-point conversion, good again. And Sacs Wildcats take a 16-0 lead. More from that Wildcat offense. Parnell, again, another beautiful throw. Right on the money to Sean Elston. A 38-yard pitch and catch down to the PV 2-yard line. Next play, Parnell, play action. Connects with Denaro Good on the score. Extra point, no good. Sacs takes the early 22-0 lead, and Coach Jonathan Miller certainly happy with the way his guys have come out. By the way, we're still in the first quarter. The offense, not the only unit scoring for sacks. How about the defense coming up big as well? Jayshon Prothro with the pick 6 takes it to the house here. Not great shooting by yours truly. However, the entire defense enjoying that one after a 29-0 lead. Next possession for sacks, another dime by Parnell. Finds Sean Elston once again, his first touchdown of the game. Parnell was outstanding tonight. Another great throw here, this time connecting with Jakari Streeter. Is a 24-yard pitch and catch there. Then it's back to the homecoming king. It's Jalen McCants. A nice little run here. Takes it to the outside, 35 yards, down to the 14-yard line of the Raiders. Then Parnell seals the drive with a touchdown pass to Elston, his second touchdown catch to go along with an interception earlier. A great night on homecoming. I know a lot of coaches get nervous. Everybody gets wrapped up in all the fun. Sacks did not. 61-0, your final score from Jack Stewart Field. Sacks now won their 4th straight game. They also now won 3 of the 4 meetings against the Pleasant Valley Raiders. A great job today by Coach Jonathan Miller and the Sacks Wildcats. A big victory tonight at home on homecoming. We'll also have some more scores and highlights. One of those games is from last night. We talked about that B.B. Comer Horseshoe Bend game. B.B. Comer is a good team that has bounced back here over the past few weeks. They've had a really crazy run offensively, averaging about 50 points in their last 4 games. Here's a recap last night from Jimmy Dale Abrams in the TV20 or TV47 WOIL Game of the Week.
First half that was dominated by B.B. Comer and Kamori Harris. He runs this one in from 25 yards. A sophomore who didn't play last week against Winterboro gets the Tigers going early. Devontae Carmichael from 2 yards out. And the Tigers up 13-0. Horseshoe Bend not giving up, however. And they run a little play off of a right end and get points on the board. B.B. Comer had a shot at him, a little juke step there, and he outraces the defender to the pylon, and it's 13-7. But back comes B.B. Comer. Here's Harris again from 8 yards out. Kamori Harris, not to be outdone. He's going to catch a pass this time from Devontae Carmichael. 3 first-half touchdowns for Kamori Harris. B.B. Comer leads at 27-7. Here in the second half, it's Deleon Welch. And finally, Sims with a touchdown, and B.B. Comer wins it going away by a score of 40-7.
You got to be really impressed with the way Coach Adam Fossa has those B.B. Comer Tigers off and rolling. Another great win last night, 40-7. Thank you, Jimmy Dale Abrams, for narrating those highlights, as a lot of those Talladega County teams played last night in order to make way for all the traffic in tonight with race fans in at the Talladega Superspeedway for the playoff races coming up this weekend. Well, we will have more scores and more highlights coming your way here on the Pigskin Roundup, brought to you by Team 1 Automotive, coming up next.
Hey guys, you drive a truck? At Team 1, we got trucks. Colorado, Silverado, Ram, Tacoma, Tundra, and the all-new Titan. Log on, driveteam1.com. What's in your driveway?
I was finally ready to buy my first home after renting for the last several years. As I started my search, I got overwhelmed by how many websites and confusing listings there are. That's when I found the experts at ERA King. To me, ERA means expertise, reliability, and activity. I depended on them to find a home in my budget, and they didn't stop working until the keys were in my hands. ERA King. To us, it means always doing the right thing for every client. What will ERA mean to you? Find out at eraking.com.
Since 1848, First Bank of Alabama has been dedicated to our customers and excellence in all areas. With constant improvements to our facilities, to adding new products and services to better serve you, our team is fully engaged in all the communities we serve. First Bank of Alabama knows that time is money, so we offer hometown services with advanced technology that allows you to bank on your own schedule. We want to be your community bank, so stop by. Come see us at First Bank of Alabama, where you're always first.
Right now at Ted's Abbey Carpet and Floor, the keyword is free. Buy any type of flooring at Ted's Abbey Carpet and Floor and we'll install it absolutely free. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, laminate, or vinyl, get it professionally installed absolutely free. Why pay to have your new floor installed when you can have it installed absolutely free and get 0% financing for an entire year? That's right, free interest for an entire year and free installation. That's Ted's Abbey Carpet and Floor's free installation sale going on right now.
If you need a new vehicle and think you can't get financing, Team One can help. If you make $350 a week, Team One can finance you. Cars, trucks, and SUVs, Team One can finance you. Log on, driveteam1.com. What's in your driveway?
This is your invitation to shop Team One Nissan in Albertville. Everyone likes doing business with people you know and trust. Our entire staff at Team One Nissan is people that work and live right here in our community. People that are your neighbors. So when you're shopping for your next vehicle, shop where you get hometown service. And speaking of service, our staff is here to serve you. Check us out at team1nissan.com.
We were looking to sell our starter home and move into our dream home. After looking at all the options, we chose to work with ERA King. ERA means easy, responsive, and attention to detail. ERA King made the entire process of buying and selling a house easy. From helping us decide on a listing price to navigating the final closing, our agent worked with us every step of the way. ERA King. To us, it means always doing the right thing for every client. What will ERA mean to you? Find out at eraking.com.
Since 1848, First Bank of Alabama has been dedicated to our customers and excellence in all areas. With constant improvements to our facilities, to adding new products and services to better serve you, our team is fully engaged in all the communities we serve. First Bank of Alabama knows that time is money, so we offer hometown services with advanced technology that allows you to bank on your own schedule. We want to be your community bank, so stop by. Come see us at First Bank of Alabama, where you're always first.
Right now at Ted's Abbey Carpet and Floor, the keyword is free. Buy any type of flooring at Ted's Abbey Carpet and Floor and we'll install it absolutely free. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, laminate, or vinyl, get it professionally installed absolutely free. Why pay to have your new floor installed when you can have it installed absolutely free and get 0% financing for an entire year? That's right, free interest for an entire year and free installation. That's Ted's Abbey Carpet and Floor's free installation sale going on right now.
Hey folks, I just want to remind you all that Team One Automotive is proud to be a part of Pigskin Roundup, proud to be a part of this community, and we want you on our team. Hey guys, you drive a truck? At Team One, we got trucks. Colorado, Silverado, Ram, Tacoma, Tundra, and the all-new Titan. Log on, driveteam1.com. What's in your driveway?
Welcome back to Pigskin Roundup, brought to you by Team One Automotive. Anna Catherine, we will now talk a little Winterboro Bulldog football. We are pleased to be joined by the head coach of Winterboro, Skylar Mansfield. First off, Coach, you played last night, so you got a chance to be able to take tonight off, so to speak. I know you probably did some scouting. It probably wasn't a complete off night. Let's go back to last night, rewind that victory. Obviously a dominating victory, 58-0. Talk about the way your guys played and able to perform on the short week.
Well, you know, we always excited to win a game, especially coming out of winning game skid to B.B. Comer and Wadley. You know, Talladega County Central have a young team, and you know we got some guys that were banged up, and we got to play a bunch of young guys and really try to establish our program a little bit better, and as we try to get ready for the playoff run. But you know we was able to play some guys, and we had a lot of success against those guys. Coach Mahan does a really good job with the young players he had, and we were able to have a bunch of success, especially getting our older guys the ball.
Coach, as we enter the second half of this season, what is your message to your team next week on Monday?
Just execute and get back to the way we used to doing things, working hard. We've had a lot of distractions going on. You know, we had a pep rally a couple of weeks ago that I was, you know, really stressing to the kids not to really get involved, but you know they the adrenaline gets the pumping, and they expended a whole lot of energy. But we have to get back to the ways that we're used to doing things, working hard and not trying to take days off, and focusing on how we really go about winning and preparing for this long run in the second half of the season.
Coach, there's no playbook, there's no handbook, there's no manual about how to coach in a pandemic. But your first year was last year, and obviously the world was completely different. Have you seen yourself grow as a head coach from last year to this year? And this year, obviously, being another year where you're looking to make another deep playoff run. Had a great season last year, but what are some of the things you've learned after a very rocky start by every metric?
Well, the first thing is you realize that players have to graduate, and you have to rebuild the program. But the good thing about what we're able to do this year is a lot of the guys that are playing this year played a good bit last year, and we're having some games on our schedule to where we're getting a bunch of young kids to play this year as well. So it wouldn't be a process of trying to rebuild each year. It'll be just putting the right kids in the position and seeing what they can do to try to maintain some kind of experience and winning ways with the kids.
You mentioned some of the younger players that you have. So who are some that we should be on the lookout for in the future of Winterboro football?
We have a young sophomore running back, Deontay Smoot. He's really, really good, really great vision, really great speed. Jamario Clegg is a freshman, about 6'4", 210 pounds. He kicked field goals for us last night, played a little bit of safety. Really great tight end, really bright future. Hunter Willis, maybe a quarterback of the future. Really bright kid, baseball player, really strong arm. And we're playing a young line right now. I think our whole offensive line is freshmen. So those guys are getting really, really great experience, and they're learning the cohesiveness of playing together. They work hard in the weight room. They show up on Sundays. My hats off to those young guys, because in a couple of years they're going to really, really be good and really be in cohesion to help us push for a state championship.
Class 1A Region 5 is always really competitive. You have teams that are kind of perennial powers like Donahoe, who's having a down year by their standards this year. You also have teams like Wadley on the top end right now. You're in the thick of the playoff hunt right now in this Class 1A Region 5. Talk about just the region overall, the way you've seen it play out throughout the first 6 weeks of the season, and some of the things you need to do to staple yourselves into the postseason.
Well, the first thing is, in the offseason, people ask, do we have a target on our back because of the success last year? I really think that, we're targeting people. We're targeting people this year because we feel that we have not established ourselves as a consistent program that can be mentioned with the Wadleys and the Woodlands. Each approach is to go after Raglan and Woodland and Wadley to try to be mentioned in those categories. So, we can be consistent among having a regional championship program as well as getting to the playoffs every year, just to build a tradition up of our school. But the region is real tough. We were down 25-6 against a Raglan team that was really, really gritty. And, their coach went by Coach Tidwell. And Wadley, we knew it wouldn't be long before they get back to where they were as far as a powerhouse team contending to play for a championship. So, Donahoe had some things that hit them early on in the season that was a distraction, and, got them off of the ways that they're used to doing things. So, it's just a region that game in, game out, trying to stay focused and stay on point to where we can compete with those schools and we can stay focused.
We'll get you out of here on a bit of a lighter note. I know you spent a lot of time over at Lincoln High School as an assistant coach, and I know a lot of the Lincoln, or not just Lincoln, but all of Talladega County, a lot of the coaches like to get together and really help out with the ins and outs of the Talladega Superspeedway and the race going on over there. I got to ask, I know your plate's a little bit more full now as a head coach than it was an assistant coach. You're going to make your way down to the Superspeedway any at all this weekend?
Man, I do not go to that racetrack anymore. It is. It was fun when you're younger, where you can go and enjoy yourself and kind of see some of the things that the rest of the world like. Also, it's a good fundraising opportunity for a bunch of our sports programs. Now that I don't have to be there, I rather take time off and spend with my family. And I have my 8-year-old playing football, so I don't have to be there, and I can enjoy watching his game.
Exactly. And you're doing a great job both as a coach and as a father. Second year on the job, you did a great job last year in the middle of everything. You're off to another good start again here in 2021. Coach Mansfield, thank you so much for joining us here on the Pigskin Roundup, and good luck as you continue on next week against Victory Christian.
Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Coach Skylar Mansfield of the Winterboro Bulldogs off to a nice start here, joining us on the Pigskin Roundup, brought to you by Team 1 Automotive. Well, coming up next year on our program, we'll talk to another coach out of Class 1A or another coach in the East Alabama area. Used to be in Class 1A, now in Class 2A. We'll talk to Coach Jason Howard coming up next.
This is your invitation to shop Team 1 Nissan in Albertville. Everyone likes doing business with people you know and trust. Our entire staff at Team 1 Nissan is people that work and live right here in our community. People that are your neighbors. So when you're shopping for your next vehicle, shop where you get hometown service. And speaking of service, our staff is here to serve you. Check us out at team1nissan.com.
We were looking to sell our starter home and move into our dream home. After looking at all the options, we chose to work with ERA King. ERA means easy, responsive, and attention to detail. ERA King made the entire process of buying and selling a house easy. From helping us decide on a listing price to navigating the final closing, our agent worked with us every step of the way. ERA King. To us, it means always doing the right thing for every client. What will ERA mean to you? Find out at eraking.com.
Hey folks, this is George Brunner with Superior Hyundai and Superior GMC Cadillac. Superior offers a full lineup of new GMCs, Cadillacs, and Hyundai. Between our 2 locations in Anniston and the one in Pell City, we have a great selection. Superior has the best selection of used trucks I've ever seen, and I've been doing this a long time. See all our vehicles at our new website, SuperiorAlabama.com. That's SuperiorAlabama.com. Superior Hyundai and Superior GMC Cadillac, where you're always more than just a number.
Right now at Ted's Abbey Carpet and Floor, the keyword is free. Buy any type of flooring at Ted's Abbey Carpet and Floor and we'll install it absolutely free. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, laminate, or vinyl, get it professionally installed absolutely free. Why pay to have your new floor installed when you can have it installed absolutely free and get 0% financing for an entire year? That's right, free interest for an entire year and free installation. That's Ted's Abbey Carpet and Floor's free installation sale going on right now.
Hi folks, Angie Stevens here. Did you know that Team 1 Automotive employs more families than any other dealership in Northeast Alabama? We're proud to be the leader in serving this area simply by the number of employees we have on board. And we're looking for career-minded people to join us. So if you're interested in a long-term employment opportunity, come in and see any of our Team 1 dealerships for more information. So check us out now and apply online at team1connect.com.
Welcome back to Pigskin Roundup, brought to you by Team 1 Automotive. We will now continue our talk with head coaches here in the East Alabama area. We now joined by the Spring Garden Panthers head coach, Coach Jason Howard. Coach, you and I have known each other for a very long time, and so glad to have you on our program here tonight. You got a nice win tonight, 47-0, and really had a good season overall. Let's just jump to tonight's performance. What happened tonight, being able to kind of put away a good, solid football team and get another region win?
It was good for us. We went down, had to start a backup quarterback tonight. Or I don't get his backup quarterback. We'd lost our quarterback last week. He went down against Oaks Bluff in that win. So we started a 10th grader this weekend at quarterback, and he played a pretty solid game for us. I think we went up about 27-0 in the first quarter, and it was around, I think, 41-0 by halftime, and then we got to get some young kids in, get a lot of experience in with them in the second half, and that was really important for us.
Coach, after a big win like tonight, what do you say to your team? How do you keep them focused but also excited going into the next game?
We talked about, we had a lot, like I said, we had to do a little bit of shuffling around this week, and everybody responded real well to it. And, like I said, we know how big next week is. I mean, going into the Westbrook game next week, that's going to be a huge game. That was a huge game for us last year. So not really a whole lot to tell them. I mean, enjoy it tonight. Focus on what we did wrong. Let's get things corrected, and then let's move forward and get ready to go on Monday.
Coach, it's hard to notice hard not to notice what your defense is doing so far. You've played 6 games and you have 4 shutouts, and I think any coach would take that. What is going on with that unit specifically? You faced teams like Hokes Bluff last week, and you kept them scoreless. And you had a big win tonight, and I'm guessing you were able to play some of the younger guys, maybe second-teamers, and you're still able to keep that donut on the scoreboard. What was some of the things that this unit is doing defensively to play so well?
Our defense coordinator, Barrett Ragsdale, he does a really, really good job of scheming and getting everything there. Our kids believe we preach defense. I mean, we put up some big numbers on offense, and people look at our offense a lot. But, you know, this year, really last year and this year, we've hung our hat on our defense, and our kids take pride in it. And, I mean, they got upset. They got mad every time they give up the first down. I mean, they was upset tonight, and they didn't like it. And we challenge our young kids, hey, this is our standard. I mean, this is what we believe in. This is what we do. And if you're going to be out there, then you're going to do it, or we'll roll somebody else in that'll give us what we need, out there, and we'll play hard at it. We tell our kids on the fact that, defense don't take a whole lot of skill. It's just hustle and gritty, and we got some pretty good guys out there. Landon Goins sort of anchors our defense. Had sort of a defensive end, outside linebacker, and Andrew Floyd in the middle. Our secondary is athletic enough that we're able to lock up man on people and don't have to run a lot of different schemes or everything, so we can keep some in the box and then lock up man with the receivers, and that's big for us.
Coach, this is obviously no disrespect to this region, but let's just call it maybe 5 years ago. I think a lot of people would not think this region is one of the tougher ones. Now, you guys are ranked in the top 10. Southeastern was ranked in the top 10. Cleveland has a really strong football team. Sandrock was also in the top 10 as well. This seems to be like a really tough region that has really, basically almost all at the same time, really turned on and been one where there's no kind of gimme weeks. What have you seen so far in this region as you kind of go out throughout this season, and some of the things you've seen so far with the competition within the region itself?
I think it's one of the toughest regions in the state. I mean, I think, Mars Hill, is probably Mars Hill and Colbert County over there in that region is really good, and I believe that their quality, and then Lynette in the south and their regions sort of head and shoulders there. But top to bottom, I feel like our region's one of the strongest ones around. We had 3 teams out of our 4 last year that went, deeper into the playoffs. I mean, Westbrook got beat in the second round. Cleveland made a run in playoffs. Then, of course, we made our run in playoffs. And I really feel like we got 4 or 5 teams within our region right now that could get in there. A couple of them could get in there, and they could make some noise. Cleveland's a very, very good football team. And like I said, Sandrock's one of the most improved football teams around right now.
Most definitely. And, Coach, you're off to a great start with this football team. And, obviously, one of the things that I've always admired and appreciated about you is your ability to continue to get these teams to play really hard. 1A football, like 2A, is really cyclical, and you've been able to keep this program consistent on the upper echelon of Class 2A football. And you've obviously been one of the best, and we thank you so much for joining us here tonight.
Hey, man, I appreciate y'all having me on. Y'all do a great job with it. Okay, guys? Thank y'all.
Thank you so much. That's Coach Jason Howard of Spring Garden. The Panthers rolling, and they continue to do so out of Class 2A Region 6. Obviously, thank him for joining us here on the Pigskin Roundup. We promised you more highlights. We'll get you some more highlights. This is the AHSAA WOTM Game of the Week last night. It's Class 7A Region 3. It was a big monster matchup between 2 teams that at the beginning of the season, really, this was a game that I think a lot of people really wanted to see. Spain Park and Oak Mountain, 2 teams over at Jaguar Stadium. And I believe that this is a game that I think that a lot of people at the beginning of the year, as we said, would have said, hey, these are 2 teams that will vie for playoff spots. It's really Oak Mountain right now that is doing that. And it's Spain Park that started out really aggressive. There you saw the onside kick to start out the game, but sniffed out by Oak Mountain. They turned it into a touchdown. And meanwhile, the defense was huge as well. Corbett Grundhofer, a sensational interception. The player of the game was this guy, Evan Smith. If you don't know him, you will. He's a excellent football player, going to Northwestern, a 59-yard touchdown run, put Oak Mountain up 14-0 early. I mentioned the defense coming up big. Corbett Grunhofer, he had 2 interceptions to that point. He would have another one a little bit later. Nice catch right there by K. George, sets up the touchdown right before halftime, and the Eagles took a 21-0 lead going into halftime. In the second half, Spain Park head coach Sean Rainey really wanted to see some fight out of his guys, and the Jaguars responded. Running back Zamir Ferris had a solid game. The junior ripped off a 45-yard run here. 2 plays later, Evan Smallwood, John Michael Lee, 19-yard pitch and catch. Jaguars now on the board 21-7. But Smith made that celebration short-lived, doing it with his legs. The senior was 18 yards into the end zone. Oak Mountain up 28-7. Smith, definitely the offensive player of the game, and Corbett Grunhofer, the defensive player of the game. 3 interceptions for number 3. A nice return to set up the game clincher. Of course, it is Evan Smith. The senior finished with 189 rushing yards on 12 carries, an average of 15 yards per rush. Also added 80 passing yards, going 9 of 12. You see the final score there last night from the Hoover area. Oak Mountain going 3 miles down the road and knocking off Spain Park. The final score, Oak Mountain 35 and Spain Park 7. Meanwhile, that is just one of the games. There's been a great list of games here in our AHSAA Games of the Week. The game coming up this upcoming week is a game out of down south. We'll be all the way down south over in the Viger area. Faith Academy takes on Viger in week 7. That is Thursday night at 7 o'clock. You can catch that on WOTM as well as WABM My 68. Here's the rest of the schedule coming up in week 8. A rivalry that I know well, Mountain Brook and Homewood right next door to one another. Then over in Class 1A, Maplesville and Otagoville. And then Oxford and Central Phoenix City will close out our regular season here on our WOTM AHSAA Game of the Week. Coming up next here on Pigskin Roundup, Anna Catherine will have the Game of the Week. We'll also have the Player of the Week. Lots to come coming up next.
If you need a new vehicle and think you can't get financing, Team One can help. If you make $350 a week, Team One can finance you. Cars, trucks, and SUVs, Team One can finance you. Log on, driveteam1.com. What's in your driveway?
I was finally ready to buy my first home after renting for the last several years. As I started my search, I got overwhelmed by how many websites and confusing listings there are. That's when I found the experts at ERA King. To me, ERA means expertise, reliability, and activity. I depended on them to find a home in my budget, and they didn't stop working until the keys were in my hands. ERA King. To us, it means always doing the right thing for every client. What will ERA mean to you? Find out at eraking.com.
Since 1848, First Bank of Alabama has been dedicated to our customers and excellence in all areas. With constant improvements to our facilities, to adding new products and services to better serve you, our team is fully engaged in all the communities we serve. First Bank of Alabama knows that time is money, so we offer hometown services with advanced technology that allows you to bank on your own schedule. We want to be your community bank, so stop by. Come see us at First Bank of Alabama, where you're always first.
Right now at Ted's Abbey Carpet and Floor, the keyword is free. Buy any type of flooring at Ted's Abbey Carpet and Floor and we'll install it absolutely free. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, laminate, or vinyl, get it professionally installed absolutely free. Why pay to have your new floor installed when you can have it installed absolutely free and get 0% financing for an entire year? That's right, free interest for an entire year and free installation. That's Ted's Abbey Carpet and Floor's free installation sale going on right now.
Hey guys, you drive a truck? At Team One, we got trucks. Colorado, Silverado, Ram, Tacoma, Tundra, and the all-new Titan. Log on, driveteam1.com. What's in your driveway?
Welcome back to Pigskin Roundup, brought to you by Team One Automotive. In case you weren't with us at the top of the show, we will quickly go through the scores with you here in the East Alabama community. We will start in Class 7A. Gadsden City Titans got a nice win today, 21-16 over Tuscaloosa County.
Southside on the road at Springville with the win. Panthers 13, Tigers 6.
An impressive win by Arab, 17-6, a victory over Pell City.
Big win for number 4, Alexandria on the road, 35-0.
3 straight wins for Lincoln, a 27-26 victory over Corner.
Central Clay County with the win over Talladega tonight, 62-7.
Meanwhile, Sylacauga got a nice win over Elmore County, final score 42-24.
Hanley pulling out the win over Jacksonville tonight, 35-20.
Cherokee County stays hot on the season. They have now won 5 straight games, 34-21 over Munford.
Anniston with a big region win tonight, 55-12 over White Plains.
Very close game in Atala as Good Hope knocks off the Blue Devils of Etowah 20-19.
Number 2, Piedmont falls tonight to Ohatchee, 28-24.
Homecoming no problem for Sachs, 61-0 over Pleasant Valley.
Oaks Bluff with a shutout, 35-0 over Weaver.
Meanwhile, Welborn 51-10 winner over Glencoe tonight, still searching for their first win, the Yellow Jackets.
Childersburg with a big win over Beulah tonight, 41-21.
You heard from a victorious head coach at Spring Garden, Jason Howard. His Panthers 47-0 over Gaston.
Another big win tonight for Sandrock over Locust Fork, 56-14.
Tight ball game at Walnut Grove. West End 17, Westbrook Christian 13 in a tough 2A Region 6 game.
BB Comer and Horseshoe Bend playing last night. The Tigers with a big win, 40-7.
Another blowout coming your way. Fayetteville all over Randolph County, 50-8 your final score last night.
Battle of the Bulldogs and Lafayette gets the win, 33-14.
Wadley stays undefeated on the season after a 29-0 win over the Woodland Bobcats.
Raglan on top, 25-0 over Donahoe tonight.
Let's make 3 straight shutouts here. Winterboro 58, TCC nothing. That game was last night as well.
Big win for Eider tonight as they travel to Victory Christian, 36-7.
Cedar Bluff all over Woodville last night, or tonight, 54-12, your final score there.
And the game from last night, the WOTM AHSAA Game of the Week, number 10 Oak Mountain beating Spain Park, 35-7.
And Anna Catherine teed it up perfectly. We go from our WOTM AHSAA Game of the Week to our Pigskin Roundup Game of the Week. Our man Kyle was at the Creek Bay down in Ohatchee as Piedmont and Ohatchee hooked up in a big one.
Kicking off the start of October tonight, it was a 3A Region 5 matchup between the Piedmont Bulldogs and the Ohatchee Indians over on the Creek Bank. Indians coming off of a bye week, and the Bulldogs are still trucking along after escaping last week with a win in a hard-fought battle with the Jacksonville Golden Eagles. Ohatchee's still without their head coach, Scott Martin, who is currently on administrative leave, but interim coach Chris Finley prepared to take the reins and lead Ohatchee to a victory. First quarter here, nice return by Kyler Weiss. Good return to start the game, gives them good field position. And then it's Eli Ennis keeping it for a 31-yard touchdown. And the Indians go up early, 7-0. But the Bulldogs answer back. Jack Hayes gets a 22-yard pass to Austin Estes. Piedmont ties it up 7-7. And then here in the second quarter, we see some good defensive battles from both teams. And Hayes' pass to Coleman Reed is complete, but then they turn it over. And on the next drive for Ohatchee, keeps it on a crucial 4th down and stopped by a host of Bulldogs. Then ball on a huge 3rd down for the Bulldogs, and Hayes to Estes connection again, moving the chains on 1st down. Piedmont driving deep into Ohatchee territory, and Hayes fumbles the ball, but luckily for them, Braden Morgan recovers it, and then Hayes makes up for the fumble with a walk-in touchdown here to go up 14-7 at halftime. But Ohatchee coming back with a 28-24 win over number 2 Piedmont tonight at home.
Talk about a roller coaster of emotions. Piedmont was the one that came back last week in a monster game against Jacksonville. And then tonight, Ohatchee comes back against them. Meanwhile, Jacksonville, they play Hanley. They go up 20-7. And then Hanley comes back on them. It looks like that game last week really kind of played out differently and weirdly and oddly for both teams tonight.
Yes, it kind of seems like it took a lot out of both of the teams. You know, get into a big game and everybody gets tired and you kind of drag along. So
yeah, obviously 2 quality programs, both Jacksonville and Piedmont. But as you mentioned it, and I think it's worth noting, that took a lot out of them. And you saw it in the second half of today's games, in both those games with Piedmont as well as Jacksonville. But congratulations to both Hanley and Ohatchee picking up the come from behind victories. Meanwhile, our player of the week from last week's performances This was an easy one from our crew, Alexandria's Javez McGee, and he was all over the field last night. Anna Catherine, tell us about our man from the Valley Cubs.
Well, you can check out our rapid fire questions on our TikTok and Instagram. But went up to Alexandria, got to chat with him, learned about, if he's on a road trip and he stops at a gas station, what's he gonna get? Are you getting chips or candy? So if you want to know the answer, go check it out.
Whatever he's getting is working. Last week, for some housekeeping here, 100 yards receiving, 71 yards passing, 38 yards rushing, and an 80-yard kickoff return. That's 289 all-purpose yards for Javez McGee. Thank you so much for your performance last week. You're joining Anna Catherine this week, 38-14, the win over Cleveland County. Got another win today. I'm pretty sure he was a big part of that as well. Javez McGee, our player of the week from the Alexandria Valley Cubs. Well, coming up next here on Pigskin Roundup, we'll have more highlights coming your way, including that game over in Roanoke featuring the defending state champions from Hanley.
We love Pigskin Roundup!
Hi folks, Angie Stevens here. Did you know that Team One Automotive employs more families than any other dealership in Northeast Alabama? We're proud to be the leader in serving this area simply by the number of employees we have on board. And we're looking for career-minded people to join us. So if you're interested in a long-term employment opportunity, come in and see any of our Team One dealerships for more information. So check us out now and apply online at teamoneconnect.com.
We were looking to sell our starter home and move into our dream home. After looking at all the options, we chose to work with ERA King. ERA means easy, responsive, and attention to detail. ERA King made the entire process of buying and selling a house easy. From helping us decide on a listing price to navigating the final closing, our agent worked with us every step of the way. ERA King. To us, it means always doing the right thing for every client. What will ERA mean to you? Find out at eraking.com.
Since 1848, First Bank of Alabama has been dedicated to our customers and excellence in all areas. With constant improvements to our facilities, to adding new products and services to better serve you, our team is fully engaged in all the communities we serve. First Bank of Alabama knows that time is money, so we offer hometown services with advanced technology that allows you to bank on your own schedule. We want to be your community bank, so stop by. Come see us at First Bank of Alabama, where you're always first.
Hey guys, you drive a truck? At Team One, we got trucks. Colorado, Silverado, Ram, Tacoma, Tundra, and the all-new Titan. Log on, driveteam1.com. What's in your driveway? If you need a new vehicle and think you can't get financing, Team One can help. If you make $350 a week, Team One can finance you. Cars, trucks, and SUVs, Team One can finance you. Log on, driveteam1.com. What's in your driveway?
Welcome back to Pigskin Roundup, brought to you by Team One Automotive. Another fine sponsor is Cutters. They have 2 locations to serve you: Alexandria over on Highway 431, also in Oxford on Hamrick Drive East. Their full menu is online, cutterspizzeria.com. They also have DoorDash delivery, so they can get it delivered straight to your home. Find them on social media, both on Facebook and on Instagram. Cutters Pizzeria is where to search. Well, joining us here on the Pigskin Roundup on our set with Anna Catherine and I is Mark Everett Kelly. Mark was at kind of the second game of the week, so to speak. Jacksonville and Hanley, 2 teams that obviously coming into this vying for that top spot in the region. The Hanley Tigers, the #1 team in the state of Alabama. And you saw an entertaining game in the first half, which didn't really necessarily play out with the final score.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. Jacksonville comes into this game after blowing that big lead last week, and I think maybe that was on their mind a little bit.
Right.
I don't know. We'll see with the highlight, but they had that momentum going. They know they could play. They played with Piedmont most of last game. They had that momentum coming in. So now they get to face the defending state champion Hanley, who's in their region. They are also undefeated. They're looking to start 5-0 for the second straight season. This game got off to a quick start for Hanley. Hanley can really run the ball. Jamarius Haynes running up here. I mean, this looks like a walkthrough in practice. 65 yards untouched. I don't think anybody still touches him. He gets into the end zone. 7-0 Tigers. The momentum turned, though, later in the first half. Haynes fumbles, recovered by Jacksonville. From then on, it was all Jacksonville. The very next play, Jim Ogle, who had combined for 758 yards and 8 touchdown passes over his last 3 games. Entering this game, hits Kydrick Fisher for a long game, setting up this Ogle now scrambling, almost intercepted on this. Looks like it's going to be intercepted, but it's not. Lands in the hands of Quintavious Long, tied at 7. After stopping Hanley on their next possession. This punt, beautiful punt by Hanley, pins Jacksonville deep. So Jacksonville's now inside the 5-yard line, where Ogle is going to get under a lot of pressure on 3rd down. Now this is another turning point in the first half. Ogle is being pressured, escapes, runs for the first down, setting up a key first down for Jacksonville on that drive. Very next play, Ogle now hits a bullet pass across the middle to Fisher. This puts them inside territory there. Taj Morris takes it in from 3 yards, 14-7 Jacksonville. Jacksonville then with an onside kick recovers it, and they finish the first half with this Taj Morris from 25 yards out. 20-7 Jacksonville. They look like they're dominating, but again, they fall apart in the second half. They get outscored 28-0 in the second half. 263-56. They were outgained in the second half, and Hanley goes on to win. By this highlight, you'd think Jacksonville was running away with it.
That's right.
But Hanley winds up coming to win. The defending state champ, now 5-0 for the second straight year.
I don't think they call it Heart of a Champion for no reason.
That's
I
right.
think this is the reason why Hanley is as good as they are. Our final highlight tonight comes your way from Talladega as Central Clay County and Talladega hooked up. Now the Vols, you might remember, lost for the first time last week against Pleasant Grove. Got blown out in that game, looking to bounce back against the Talladega Tigers here this evening. Talladega gets started early. A nice run here by Elisha McNeil. Puts the Volunteers on the board early, 7-0. Then Clayton Yates hands off to Terry Heflin, another Central Clay County touchdown. Early 14-0 lead for Central Clay. Once again, it's Elisha McNeil getting into the end zone for the Volunteers. Now Talladega trying to get something going. However, this pass picked off by Beck Freeman. Taken down at the 29-yard line. They finish off that drive with a touchdown. Elisha McNeil breaks the tackle, takes it in, 28-0 at that point. And then this will make it 36-0 after this little fake. Kean Inslee was the benefactor there. 36-0 your score at the half. And final score 62-7. There's a final score from Talladega tonight as Central Clay bounces back nicely after that loss last week to Pleasant Grove, 62-7. Guys, got 1 minute left in the show. We're through week 6 of the football season. Very quickly, your observations here up to this point.
I thought Jacksonville really could make some noise, but they fell apart the second half of the last 2 weeks. So I like them being a factor in that region, but I don't know anymore because you have Cherokee County still undefeated. You got Cleveland County too also.
Exactly, really tough region. Anna Catherine?
I agree. I'm really excited to see how 4A Region 4 plays out. It's a lot of good teams, and also looking at 3A Region 5.
3A Region 5 has always been really, really interesting to watch, and it will be again this year. I'm also looking at 7A Region 3. Gaston City picked up a nice win last night. Oak Mountain did earlier this week as well on Thursday night. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Pigskin Roundup, brought to you by Team 1 Automotive. Buckethead and the King are joining us next here on Primetime, high school primetime. That comes your way next.
Hi folks, Angie Stevens here. Did you know that Team 1 Automotive employs more families than any other dealership in Northeast Alabama? We're proud to be the leader in serving this area simply by